Can you state your name and your relationship to me?
My name is Kayla Stowe, and I'm a student friend.
Okay. Have you been interviewed for this project already?
No.
Where are you from? Which neighborhood? How long have you lived in Chicago?
I am from. Originally, I was from the Woodlawn area. Now I reside in Bronzeville. I've been living in Chicago for 17 years.
Oh wow, that's a really long time. What role do you play in your community?
To be honest, I don't have a role in my community. I'm just kind of there. So yeah.
What is your definition of a community?
I guess my definition of community is just like a group of people. They don't have to be from the same background, but they're just there. They come together, interact, and etc.
How have you been impacted by your community?
Well, I guess I just been a little annoyed by my community. Because I guess, it's just been, unfortunately, it's been a lot more shootings and violence in my community, more than usual. So, yeah.
How would your life be different if you lived in a different community or town?
I guess if I, lived in, a smaller place, I guess it would be more, not productive, but, yeah, maybe productive, and it's less me having to look over my shoulder and I have to worry about getting shot or just kidnapped or just anything happen to me, and it'll just be more quieter and more family oriented.
Okay. If you could change anything about your community, what would it be?
I think the way my community looks, cause certain part where I live at it looks okay, but I think certain parts of Bronzeville look better than others, and I think that it should look equally as good.
How do you think your community is viewed by others?
Well, I think a lot of people view Bronzeville as a decent area to live. I guess they view it as middle class.
If you think this view is wrong or unfair, is there a way to change how your community is viewed by others?
Well, I don't think the view is wrong. I think it's just the view.
I'm so dead. Okay. All cities have to deal with issues like violence. How does the issue of violence in Chicago compare to other major cities?
Well, I don't think Chicago is as violent as it seems. Unfortunately, yes, people do get shot, but I think that I actually don't know why Chicago is viewed as one of the most violent cities, because I think, I don't know, people ignore that there are violence in the city, and Chicago's not even, I don't think it's a murder capital this year. I mean, that's a problem, but still, it's not as bad as everybody.
I'm so dead. Time out. You said murder capital. I've never heard that before. Really? Yes, never heard that. Okay, we can get back into the video. We can always trim that out. What are the top 3 issues / concerns that you would like to address and start a dialogue with your community?
Well, of course, first thing, violence, mental health and health disparities in Chicago. I think that especially health disparities should be talked about, because a lot of people, especially in exceptionally low income areas, they don't have some people, they might not have the money to get insurance, or their insurance is not as good as other people who live in a middle class area, and it's not even an income wise, even race wise, unfortunately most people who live in income areas are either Latino or African American, and people, we are treated very differently in healthcare, in the hospital. Our care is given very differently than somebody who is Caucasian. So yeah.
So you would say race is one of the top 3 issues as well?
Yes.
Okay. Could you expand more on the mental health issue? that you spoke about?
Sure. It's especially in, you know, African American community. I mean, it's starting to get a little better, but it's still room for a lot of improvement. There's a lot of people, you know, in the Black community like, oh, you know, just suck it up, don't cry about it, you know, we shouldn't talk about it. But no, I don't agree with that. You really should, you know, you really should start expressing what we mean, and, you know, stop trapping things in ourselves, because that not only does that mentally affect you, that can physically affect you. And I noticed, like, firsthand, like, I've been so stressed out sometimes where it's literally sent me to the hospital because I've been that stressed out, and I never say anything, or I never talk to anybody about it. So I don't advise people to do that.
If you're in, I can't even speak. If you were in charge of the media, what would you show? What would you do to change this view?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
I'm so sorry.
I just don't want your hand to cover the speaker.
Oh.
Are we trying to get, yeah, like that.
I'm so dead.
And one more thing. I hope we're not stressing you out.
Oh, no.
She good.
Another thing is that I know that your father's a deacon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And is there any way, because some of the stuff that you're talking about makes me feel like you're a little bit more in touch, or you're a little more aware of stuff that's going on, maybe, that other students who, because it sounds like your parents are like involved, not just your father, but I'm sure your mother also is involved with all this as well. And I would like you to see if you can insert any of those experiences or stories, or that could enhance any of these answers to talk about. Like, you see it from this point of view because, you know, I have family members who are serving in the community, blah, blah, all that stuff.
Okay.
So now she just messed up. So what does she want us to say now? Okay. If you were in charge of the media, what would you show? What would you do to change the perception of how people view you and your community?
I feel like I would just show that, you know, there are way more positive influences in neighborhoods like this, because I feel like once people like cross, like, you know, once they get out of downtown, they start going to the south side, they believe, oh, that's where all the ghetto people hang out, oh, that's where all the danger is. And I just want to, you know, change that perception. It's not, I mean, yes, of course, you know, there's violence everywhere, but it's not just all violence over here. We're more than just like than that word, than that view. Like, you know, it's positive things that go around here, like especially like at the Martin Luther King Center on 47th and College. Like, they have a lot of events going on, and like even across the street from that, it's like a garden. Unfortunately, it's not like at its best right now, but it's there, and I've seen people working on it and stuff. So yeah, I would like people to show that part of Bronxville.
Okay. How do you see Chicago in the future?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I truly do not know how I see Chicago being in the future. I mean, of course, we hope it's for the better, and we hope it's good. But you know, I think how Chicago is, it is impacted by, you know, I guess like politicians and stuff, and like, you know, we just recently got a new mayor, and we don't know how she is, or how thank you, like what impact she'll have on like the city. And so yeah, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Is there anything you think we can do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Are there any other questions that I did not ask you? You feel I should ask others in your community?
Yeah, maybe. I somehow have their family members impacted the view in the community, or, you know, like, you know, mothers, cousins, parents, and maybe ask like, how has their parents impacted, you know, that part of their life and stuff. Yep.
All right. Do you have any additional notes or comments about this process?
No.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem.